Hey, my name's Ben and I'm a legal engineer here at Wordsmith. I'm also the head of privacy, and today I'm going to be showing you a new use case we have for one of our blueprints, which is the legitimate interest assessment blueprint. This builds on the work my colleague Emily and I have done, as well as the engineers, on building a DPIA blueprint for data protection impact assessments. This one is for legitimate interest assessments, which, if you're a privacy lawyer, you will know is kind of a light touch DPIA, where you are specifically using legitimate interest as your basis for processing personal data. So the template that we've used is the ICO template, and the way you can navigate there is by going to Blueprints, searching for legitimate interest assessment tool, and for anyone who's done one of these before, you'll recognise the format. We've had to remove the logo, and we're using it under the government open license, so it might look slightly different. And what you can do with the blueprint is populate this and use all the information and documentation that you have to really quickly and to a very high standard, fully referenced, complete the LIA. So you can spend your time then reviewing and checking rather than doing the typing. So I'm just going to move myself out of the way. And again, as with our DPIA template, it's super easy to do this. So I've got just an example onboarding of a behavioral analytics vendor for product improvement. So there's plenty of tech businesses using situations like this to analyze products, improve them, and of course you're processing individuals' data, so relying on legitimate interest requires the LIA. So I've created a number of fictional documents here. One got a business case, a call note, security white paper, technical documentation, and a vendor DPA. You might have any manner of different documents that you use. And what we can see, I'm just going to make that a bit bigger, is we've got business case, call note, white paper, technical docs, and then the DPA as well. So what we can do is all of the instructions are already built into the LIA. So very quickly we can just add in that, and Wordsmith will use the legal intelligence that we've built in and the documents that we've provided it with to complete the LIA. Now, obviously, this is not as long, doesn't have as many questions as the DPIA, but what we've done is aligned the tone of voice, the type of answers, and the way that the blueprints operate across both of them. So you will have a consistent approach in each case. The other thing which we've got some videos on the Academy already, and we'll be adding some more, is you can build your own templates. So for example, if you have your own LIA which is branded, or you have a more detailed LIA or privacy impact assessment or DPIA, whatever you're using, you can create your own templates and operate them in exactly the same way as we've done here. So that's now populated, and what you can see is that down here we have all of the answers completed. Behavioral analytics, it's pulled that out. It's pulled out the benefits, data from the documentation. And for something like this, I would expect if you were doing this, that you would create a file on your system which has the LIA plus the supporting documents. So if you need to return to it at some point, you have a clear explanation of your approach, which is based on the questions asked as part of the purpose test. But you also have the referencing here to go and read into that more and dig into it, which I'm always slightly skeptical of anything, so I will always check things myself, and it's great to be able to do that whilst also having the text generated for you, so you don't have to type it up. So you can do this with any documents. It can be, like I've put in there, example call notes and DPAs, but if you have other documentation that you collect information in, or CSV files where you have output from questionnaires, whatever it might be, that can also be added in here. So I think the key thing is to remember the more information, the better. Now I'll just scroll through here. That's gone onto another page, but and you'll see necessity test. It's answering the questions which are prompted in the back end, so you don't need to ask it any of these things. Again, nature of personal data, reasonableness expectations, and what we've tried to do with this is to tread the balance between providing too much detail and making these really long and cumbersome, but also making them too short such that there isn't any substantive analysis going on there. Impact, whether you can offer an individual opt-out, can you rely on legitimate interest? So one of the other things we've done in the prompting here is that it's been asked to think critically as to whether there is a legitimate interest in place. So this is not just going to automatically assume that, but it will reason it. Now, of course, you may differ from the analysis that Wordsmith has created, but the reality is that this is a tool to enable you to do things a lot quicker and to get you to a really good first draft, as I see it, which you can then check, review, look at the referencing, and spend your time fixing things, working with your product teams, your procurement team, whoever it might be, on fixing things rather than typing up the documents. So I can see the video count is at 7.5 minutes. So in 7.5 minutes, we've taken a load of documents and created the LIA, which to me is absolutely brilliant. Even if you then want to go in and check it, you save a load of time, and the quality of the output and the writing, in my opinion, is really good. So yeah, have a go, play around with it, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out directly, and yeah, happy to chat.